Hello, my name is Dr. Diana Tapia Wright, and I am the Director of Grant-Funded Programs here at Reedley College. And I wrote the original grant with the faculty and staff here at Reedley College in math and science for the STEM conference. And the STEM conference, as you know, stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And I believe we've been hosting this event for now about 6 years. And it first started off as a conference that was for pre-professional health students that Dr. B.J. Marquez had started. And when I saw the event that he had, which was very nice because he had brought in doctors and he had brought in nurses and he was explaining the career path, how more so could we do this in a much larger scale when we brought in the various other STEM majors. And so from there it began to grow and to what it is now today, which was about 1,200 students.
Anybody here from Sanger? Oh, from Sanger. What about Fowler? That's my hotel. Everybody else want some candy right here in the front. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
So part of doing this is we provided workshops, over 48 workshops from STEM industry leaders throughout the Central Valley. Some of the workshops that we offered are crime scene investigation, which was done by our biology instructor, Rose Elizondo, where students are able to see real life crime scenes being investigated.
We're focusing on the person who robbed us and took this first. The only thing we know is we have a man with a red hat. Raise your hand if you know anything else. Black hat. He went that way. He looked Hispanic. Thank you, Andrew. All of the information that you gave me would not have allowed us to arrest anybody.
So with bringing people in these areas of expertise, it allows students to look at sometimes subject areas that they're not really familiar with or not comfortable with and give it a different light. Instead of it just being textbook and lecture-based, it is hands-on, and people explain why they are scientists and what they do hands-on, and they get out of the textbook, get out of the lecture, and they start to see what it's like to be contextualized, what it is to learn on hand about the different areas of the STEM fields. Well, in the past we've had some great speakers. We've had speakers that were engineers who had come from Washington State, and we also had people who had worked with Yahoo and Disney and Boeing and NASA. But this one in particular was with Astronaut Jose Hernandez. And when the publicity went out statewide that we were bringing the astronaut Jose Hernandez, it really resonated with the community because of his migrant background.
Let's give a big, warm, exciting, screaming, yelling welcome for Dr. Jose Hernandez! How you guys doing? That was kind of weak. How you doing? A little better. Great. Listen, I'm very happy to be here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about myself. I'm an astronaut, as you can tell by the blue suit here.
I think it was when I was working in the fields picking cucumbers, you're muddy, dirty, slip on a yellow cucumber that stinks when you step on it, and you fall down, get all muddy, and you say, I don't want to do this all my life. There's got to be a better way. And that's when I knew that I had to go to college and do something else. I think my favorite part about talking about STEM is when I look at the audience, I feed off the audience. And when I say things, especially anecdotes of my life, you could almost immediately start seeing in the audience the light click on the students saying, wow, if he was able to do it, why can't I? And it's sort of like the power of empowerment, that if I empower them into believing that they can, because they can, someone just needs to be able to tell them that they can, then that's what really feeds me into wanting to do more and more of these type of STEM-related motivational talks.
Identify your dream. What is it that you want to do when you grow up? Second, recognize how far you are from that. Third, draw yourself a roadmap to get there. Fourth, prepare yourself. Get yourself an education consistent with that dream. Fifth, develop a good work ethic. Échale ganas. Work hard for it. And sixth and final, my own, is perseverance. Don't give up. Because if you apply all that, I'm here to tell you the same thing my dad told me is, si se puede, and I know you guys can do it. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much. You guys have been great. Appreciate it.
I talk to everybody who's willing to listen. The students, of course, are our focus, but equally as important are the educators. And I tell little anecdotes to the educators to inspire them to keep doing what they're doing. Sometimes they get discouraged and think they don't make a difference, and I tell them little stories that make them realize that, hey, they are making a difference. Then I also talk to the parents, and a lot of parents, because they don't have an education, a college education, they believe they can't help their kids, and I tell them there's more to be able to help them than just helping them do their homework or writing a tuition check, but it's rather providing that environment, that supportive structure that's needed for the kids to do well in school.
Y me agarraba de las mangas y me decía, mijo, mijo, mijo. Of course, I'm about 8, 9 years old at the time. And I said, sí, mami. She would point to the guy, the manager, says, ¿qué ves allí? And I would look and I see the guy. Pues un hombre, a guy, a man. And she said, no, mijo, te veo a ti. I see you. I said, por eso quiero que vayas a la escuela. I said, trabajando con tus manos y tu cuerpo, se te va a acabar. Your body wears down if you keep working in the fields. If you work with this, con tu mente, you could dress like him. You could work in a building like this, and you could earn a lot more money. And that's how my mom motivated us to stay in school and do well.
The big question is, how are we going to top this? We have an astronaut with a great background and experience and was an amazing keynote speaker. And everyone wants to know exactly where do we go from here. What we learned is that one is very successful. They enjoyed it. And now they're asking us to increase it. They would like to see a bilingual track for parents to understand what the various STEM majors are. They want to have a track also for children, let's say from K to 8th grade or 6th grade, where they could just do hands-on and learn and play and learn from the STEM activities. And then they also wanted to continue with the junior and the junior middle school students receiving their own information in the high school and the colleges. So it's interesting to see that it's almost from cradle to career, from beginning when they're very young to get them interested in the STEM fields to all the way to now that I'm going on to college, what type of career and industries can I make connections with? And so this conference is getting quite large, and it's actually it's based because of the need of the community. It's not something that we're just providing, but the community now is telling us we want this, but we want more, and we want it bigger. This isn't easy, and I tell that even to students who are STEM majors, that STEM major is not an easy career. They are the most challenging, the most difficult, but anything that is worth value and worthwhile is always going to have its challenges, but always have a greater return on the other side. Thanks.